There is love here. There is grace here. Best of all, there is a safe and sacred place here. We are feeling the steady healing of hearts and minds and souls. We are one. There is love here. There is grace here. Best of all, there is a safe and sacred place here. We are feeling the steady healing of hearts and minds and souls. We are one. Indeed, we are one. We are one with the one presence and the one power, God the good, omnipotent. And in fact, there is only one of us here. For we are one with all the love, the light, the life, the power, peace, beauty, and joy of God. For this presence lives, moves, and has its being in, as, and through us. We see this as good and very good. So I speak a word of blessing on our time together, knowing that all these powers and the presence of the One is here and now present, healing, loving, moving through us into the greatness that we are. There is love here. There is grace here. Best of all, there is a safe and sacred place here. We are feeling the steady healing of hearts and minds and souls. We are one. Of hearts and minds and souls, we are one. And so it is.
Welcome to Unity Des Plaines, a positive path for spiritual living. My name is Marnie Cholstrom, and I'm serving as your platform assistant today. Please take a moment to silence your phones, and thank you for that. And now I invite you to stand as you are able and join us in our congregational song.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine his light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine his light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine his light. God needs us to shine his light. God needs us to shine his light as me, as you. Here we go. So use me, oh God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
And with that.
This week we're blessed to have our spiritual leader, Megon McDonough, with us. Her talk today is the power of understanding. And we'd like to welcome our musician, Megon McDonough. Truly a woman of many hats. And now the chaplains, please.
Morning, everyone. I'm Betsy,
And I'm Mary Ellen.
and we are your chaplains today. So if you need a little respite today from all the stuff that's coming at you from everywhere, and just want to take a moment in prayer to connect to the source of our being, to the knower of all things, to the presence that actually is fixing things, even though we can't necessarily see it. See, please, Mary Ellen or me, we'd be happy to take whatever you got into prayer. And maybe you just want to say thank you for this glorious day outside. The flowers are absolutely fabulous. So see us after the service. And now let us do our vision statement. You can find it either on the thingy or on your front of your bulletin, okay? So together, we empower
An evolving consciousness that spiritually transforms the world through an awakened oneness.
Just take a moment and breathe the oneness. It just feels so good. All right, and now let us together do Charles Fillmore's invocation. You'll also find that up on the screen already. Look at that, cool. All right, so together.
I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge your presence and your power, O blessed Spirit. In your divine wisdom, now erase my human limitations, and from your pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to your perfect law.
Amen. And remember to see us right up in the front after service.
We would like to give a heartfelt welcome to our newcomers. If this is your first time here, please raise your hand and keep it raised. Our ushers will bring you a welcome packet with information about our church and a contact card you can take to the bookstore for a free gift. And you'll get a car, because we want to be known as the church that gives away cars. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we So wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we welcome you and we're glad you're here. Please join us in the fellowship hall for coffee or tea and snacks after the service, and we would love to get to know you. Today's word is courage. God within me is the source of my courage. Worrisome and challenging events may leave me thinking I don't have the courage to face them. What I'm going through may feel like too much to bear. Then I remind myself that as a divine being, I have all the courage I could ever need. How I view myself has a strong bearing on how I handle moments of stress. If I tell myself I'm weak and unable to cope, that will probably be my experience. But if I affirm that God is within my power, that God within is my power to rise above any worldly situation, I will feel courageous, empowered, and strong. Stressful moments may leave me feeling alone and afraid. With the presence and power of God within me, I realize I am never alone and need not fear. This is the source of my courage. I hereby command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. That's the Bible verse, and it's from Joshua 1:9. And now, let's prepare for meditation by singing our meditation song.
Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light. Help me to stay it through. Lead me into the light. Make my eyes to see all that I can be. Help me to see it through. Lead me into the light. Let us breathe. From this moment, right here, right now, all is well. We are always led to the light, for it is all around us, expressing in us. We are made of this light that lights our every step. Lights our way in the world through darkness and doubt. We are led to the light. We are led by the light of wisdom, of courage, for we are together and we are one in love, in light, in harmony, in peace and joy and understanding. For the wisdom that guides us is in our heart and in our mind, and certainly in our spirit. Joined. Breathe. Let go. Trust. God within me is the source of my courage. The source of my strength. My understanding and my wisdom. Breathe. Knowing all is well, for we do not judge by appearance, but judge by righteous judgment. I hereby commend you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So be it, and so it is. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Morning by morning, I wake up to find the power and comfort of God's hand in mine. Season by season, I watch Him amazed, in awe of the mystery of His perfect ways. All I have need of, His hand will provide. He's always been faithful to me. I can't remember a trial or a pain He did not recycle to bring me gain. I can't remember one single regret in serving God only and trusting His hand. All I have need of, His hand will provide. He's always been faithful to me. This is my anthem, this is my song, the theme of the stories I've heard for so long. God has been faithful, He will be again. His loving compassion knows no end. All I have need of, His hand will provide. He's always been faithful to me. All I have need of, His hand will provide. He's always been faithful. He's always been faithful. He's always been faithful to me. Thank you so much. It's Meg Sunday. I know. Thank you for your patience as we move into a really exciting musical time and creativity time for Unity of Des Plaines. It promises to be very inclusive. We have many talented people in our congregation, and you will hear from a lot of them, and we're excited. Good morning and welcome. Before we begin, I want to dedicate today's service to our beloved friends, Olga and Tom, as they move through a challenging time. And we are with them in support, and I am inspired greatly by their presence here today and how we are all walking through this with you, knowing that God will provide. That song is one of my favorites by Sarah Groves, and not easy to know in a time like this, because it is a challenge to my belief system to know that and to hold that in consciousness, that not judge by appearance, but judge by righteous judgment. So today we're talking about the power of the month from the 12 Powers of Man, Charles Fillmore's brilliant book. Charles Fillmore, of course, being the co-founder of Unity for us newcomers. And we are so grateful newcomers are here. Thank you so much. We welcome you. And I started this whole car thing. We want to, I said, I'd like to be like Elvis, who was famous for giving people cars. I'd like Unity of Des Plaines to be known as the church that gives you a car when you come. And we think it's a nice visualization, because who doesn't love cars? I'm a big car kook. So, but back to understanding. From Proverbs 4:7, we have, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, in getting wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. With all thy getting. It would seem life is about getting things done, getting things arranged, figuring things out, getting enough resources to fund a life, getting enough energy, getting enough time. But I must go to getting enough understanding. I'm a big fan of understanding, especially when I don't understand the why.
Next week, I'm going to be talking about, though, living my life from two places: why and what if. Why? And what if? But to just remain in the understanding of today. That is a challenge, but one that I feel up for in my advanced years, now that I have. So from Charles' book, 12 Powers of Man, the writings of the Hebrew prophets are good examples of original inspiration, which is wisdom. Solomon was famous for his wisdom. Jehovah appeared to him in a dream and said, "Ask what I shall give thee." Solomon replied, "Give thy servant, therefore, an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and evil." Pleased because Solomon had asked for wisdom instead of riches and honor, the Lord said, "Behold, I have done according to thy word. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, and I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor." And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. I love this story. I love this parable. But there is a little bit of it that smacks of God out there. And, well, because you didn't ask, which is, good, to not ask for too much, I've given it to you anyway, because I'm a good God. And I get that. That's lovely. But it did sort of put when I was younger, did sort of put my Catholic mind on, I better not ask for, too much, or better not ask for that, and then I find unity that says, ask, visualize, manifest, bibbity bobbity boo, wee! New car. Ask. That was tough. That was tough. So it was sort of an Old Testament God versus New Testament ask. Jesus was loving. I came that they should have life and have it more abundantly. Wow, that, it is a mind change. And it takes discernment. But shortly after, it was after this occurrence, the dream, that two women appealed to Solomon. So the timing of the dream was perfect, as only God is, to decide which of them really was the mother of the child that they both claimed. Y'all, this story got my attention as I'm like, whoa! How do you judge that? And the king said, "Fetch me a sword." What? And the king said, "Divide the living child in two and give half to the one and half to the other." Oh! Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her heart yearned over her son, and she said, "O my lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it." But the other said, "It shall be neither mine nor thine, divide it." Woo! Okay. Not playing. Greed. It's deep. Fear. That's deep. Then the king answered and said, "Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king. Fear being meaning respected, loved and respected the king. For they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to do justice. There is so much fear going on in here and out there. I can say it's in here because it's out there, but I cannot divide this. I cannot divide my mind. I must keep it stayed on what is true. What is true. I cannot divide it. And that is an all-day job. That's a 24/7, that's an all-day sucker. I'm going to be chewing on that all day. Thank goodness and thank God, Goddess, that I know how to do it better than I did before Unity teachings, before New Thought, and before we know so much more about the brain, that it's the neuroplasticity of the brain. It can heal. It can make new grooves. I must work on that. I must change my thoughts out to create new grooves, because the old ones have not only become grooves, they're ruts that I can be stuck in. How do I do that? Wisdom. In a dream? Well, sometimes my meditation is a dream. To get quiet, to go within. And because you did not ask, asking, ask and it shall be given. I don't remember that always. Did you know that the words abracadabra mean, as I speak, I create? As I speak, I create. As I affirm, I am creating new pathways, new neural pathways, a new thought. I used to think, I forgot to say my affirmation. That's okay. That's all right. But to replace my negative thinking with an affirmation creates a new pathway. My favorite mind, I think, in history is Albert Einstein's mind. I think Albert Einstein was probably the most magnificent mind. There are many. I have many. But I love this story about Einstein. In an article by M.K. Weishart, I love the name, printed in the American Magazine for June 1930, entitled A Close Look at the World's Greatest Thinker, Professor Einstein is quoted as saying, "Every man knows that in his work he does his best and accomplishes most when to work intuitively. That is, there is a desire which we come to know so well that we do not know how we know them." When Albert Einstein was young and was just a clerk, he had a thought, I wonder what it would be like. He imagined traveling next to a beam of light. So started the mind thinking. Today we have, relativity. It started in the mind, in his imagination. That is, there are things which we come to know so well that we do not know how we know them. To know that all shall be well and that all is well, I don't know how I know that at times, but I do. So it seems to me, Einstein goes on, in matters of principle, perhaps we live best and do things best when we are not too conscious of how and why we do them. Well, when we're dreaming, we're not really conscious. How do I get to a dream state to set everything outside and go within? He spoke of the great extent to which intuition figures in his work, and gave me the understanding that the ability to work by intuition is one that can be acquired in any walk of life. It comes as the result of prolonged effort and reflection and application and failures and trying again. I love that expression, also a title of a book, Fail Forward. Then in the end, one knows things without knowing how one knows them. The knowing, that knowing, you just know. And I gathered that the professor meant to say that no man knows anything until he knows it in this thorough, instinctive way. Is it a sixth sense? I believe that it doesn't come from here, but it comes from the heart. Because I think the heart is where wisdom lives. You know, we have 3 brains, I've said before. One, which is not as reliable as the other 2, the heart and the gut. Never lie. They will never lie. To go within and ask the heart and, at the gut level. People frequently ask Professor Einstein whether, as a scientist, he believes in God. Usually he answers, I do not believe in a God who maliciously or arbitrarily interferes in the personal affairs of mankind. Woo-hoo! My religion consists of an humble admiration for the vast power which manifests itself in that small part of the universe which our poor, weak minds can grasp. In a decision, when the professor is impressed by the correctness of his own views or those of another, he will suddenly exclaim, yes, so it is. It is just. It must be so. I am quite sure that God could not have made it different. For him, God is as valid as a scientific argument. Yes, God is yes. God is so it is. It must be so. Oh, but what happens when things go terribly wrong? How is it must so? That is the conflict here. That takes all the knowing, all the going apart, all the keep going, all the resting I can do. Maintain it when I can, and when I can't, to trust it'll be back. It's okay to doubt. It's okay to not have faith. It's okay to think this is never going to be different. It's okay. At one time, after prolonged concentration upon a single problem, it lasted for nearly 4 years. The professor suffered a complete physical collapse. With it came severe stomach trouble. A celebrated specialist said, "You must not get out of bed. You cannot stand on your feet for a long time to come." That would be a rough diagnosis. "It is the will of God?" queried the professor instantly. "I think not. The voice of God is from within us. Something within me tells me that every day I must get up at least once. I must go to the piano and play. Can I get an amen? The rest of the day I will spend in bed. This I am prepared to accept as the will of God. This I am prepared to accept as the will of God. Not ever getting out of bed. And with the will of God, as set forth by Einstein, the specialist had to be content. Every day the professor got up, put on his bathrobe over his nightshirt, and went to the piano to play. I asked many questions to elicit the lessons of his experience that might be of most use to the rest of us. I learned that he reads little. Much reading after a certain age, he said, diverts the mind from its creative pursuits. Also, Stephen Sondheim, when working on a musical, would never listen to any other music because he was focused on his. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. Just as the man who spends too much time in the theaters is apt to be content with living vicariously instead of living his own life. Y'all, I love me some TV, okay? Isn't it interesting? TV is called television. I just can't. Tell me a vision. Television. Turn this off. You do the work. You tell me. It's getting in, so I got to be very mindful. I have only 2 rules which I regard as principles of conduct. The first is, have no rules. The second is, be independent of the opinion of others. Let us be independent of the opinion of others. And lastly, in understanding, so much of this is, I had a teacher, Paul Sills, a brilliant acting teacher, improv teacher. He was cantankerous and grouchy. But, and he used to say things like, people, he would address the class. He was always grouchy. This is written on water. Okay. Or people, this is in the world. You've been in the world, haven't you? Yes. I learned a lot, and this gives me a chance to plug my friend Jimmy Carrain, who will be here August 10th. He is also a teacher of mine and a dear friend. He is also known as Improv Nerd. I'll be interviewing him Sunday, August the 10th, and then he's having a workshop. I hope you'll sign up. I'm going to be there. Because it really connects me with knowing what I don't know I know, because it's about being in the moment. Improvisation, Del Close, the great brain of Second City, Del Close would say, improvisation is not about being funny. Improvisation is about making your partner look good. Isn't that that's our prescription for life? It's making the other guy, giving the other guy, and staying in the moment, and not making something up before it gets to be your turn. But I think all of this is hard to grasp. It's I get it and then it's gone. And I likened it to, there are certain constellations of stars that you really can't see as brightly if you look directly at them. But if you look to the side, they become brighter. And I looked it up because I'm a big AI kook now. I'm a big proponent of AI. It's called averted vision. Averted vision is a technique used in stargazing to view faint objects in the night more clearly. This technique involves looking slightly to the side of the object rather than directly at it. Here is why averted vision works. Rods and cones. Our eyes contain two types of light-sensitive cells, rods and cones. Cones are concentrated in the center of the retina, called the fovea, and are responsible for detailed vision and color perception in bright light conditions. Rods are more numerous and are located primarily in the peripheral parts of the retina. They are more sensitive to low light levels and are responsible for black and white vision, making them crucial for night vision according to LearnTheSky.com. So as we walk through darkness, dark nights of the soul, when life gets dark, you have the vision. You have the vision. We calm down, we go to the heart, we ask for understanding. My prayer is always also, when I ask for understanding, please show me in understandable ways. Make it plain and clear, please. And Jesus did not speak in parables. He didn't speak in puzzles. In fact, I heard recently that it was maybe a joke when he said, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. Well, the eye of the needle was a door next to the great gate going into the city. And if the merchants came back to the city too late and the gate was up, they had to push their camel through the eye of the needle door to get back into the city. And they had to unload their camel. So this tells me I have to unload my camel. I got to unload that puppy because I pile so much stuff on you wouldn't believe it. And starting from the moment I open my eyes, it's like, grr, grr, she's awake. Get her. Let's get in there. Whoo, let that go. Unload your camel before you go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, unload your camel. Let it go through the door. You go to bed. And pray understandable ways. And I will leave you with this. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. For she, this is one of the only parables that I've read, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her tight hand. In her left hand are riches and honor. That's so interesting. Left brain, right brain. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her. Those who hold her fast will be blessed. This is Proverbs 3:13. As we go into this week and pray and ask for understanding, and then I need to let go of how it comes. I don't know how it'll come, but it will come. And I will be so grateful. Thank you. Okay. It's a good thing I have a hat face. Am I right? I have a hat face. Hat face. How many people remember that expression? Not many. Okay. It's an old one. If you had a hat face, it meant that you looked pretty good in hats.
I'm just driving, and I'm not doing anything else. Just trying to be with myself. But with distractions running rampant like this, from a cocktail to a Hershey's kiss, to a book on how to find your bliss, I'm just driving, walking, just walking, I'm right here and right now. Talking, no more talking, 'cause I got to relearn how. Oh, in the past so many things I said came right out of an empty head, when I could have been quiet instead. Now I'm walking, I'm just walking. Waking up can really hurt, but to stay asleep is so much work. And a wake-up call is really loud when it's coming from the universe. Thinking, no more thinking, I've done all that I can. Thinking, I think thinking is the bane of man. 'Cause till you get it where it's gotta be, it's just a monkey swinging tree to tree, screaming, hey there, look at me, I'm thinking. I'm so cool, I'm thinking. Waking up can really hurt, but to stay asleep is so much worse. Like drowning in a river of tears, dying of an awful thirst. Being, just being, doesn't that sound heavenly? Freedom from believing I've got to be someone else, not me. Oh, every now and then I catch a glimpse, oh, these lovely subtle hints of what comes out of looking in and being, just being. How freeing, just being. Thank you. And thank you for dancing. I saw someone dancing. Thank you.
Megan, thank you. You took us on a tremendous journey today. And this is the time in our service to share your offerings and tithes with Unity Des Plaines. We thank those here in the room today and those who are watching later for your generous support. Because of you, our doors are open and our church's needs are being met, and we are so very grateful. As our ushers come forward, please hold your gift in your hands and recite our offering prayer together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Now the ushers will bring the offerings and the prayer box forward to be blessed.
We are so grateful for these tithes and offerings, for they go forth to do their mighty work. Unity Displays is a tithing church. You can't outgive God what we're going to try. And we affirm that the prayers in the prayer box and beyond are answered in divine order, knowing all is well, we are blessed and saved.
We honor and welcome all contributions, time, talent, and treasure. If you have time or a talent to contribute, please let a board member know. I'm one of them. Your two ushers were another two of them. There are so many different ways in which you can contribute. Our outside garden, which is spectacular, is all done by volunteers. Our audiovisual is volunteers. There are so many ways, and if you have a talent that you want to bring to us, please do so. Thank you for your generous tithes. In addition to the Sunday collection, checks can be mailed to us, donations can be made online at unitydisplays.org. And today, the lovely pulpit flowers are donated by Ruth and Dallas Trailer. They say happy birthday to our granddaughters, Rowan, who is 5, and Zoe, who is 10, and their grandniece, Brooklyn, who just turned 6. Happy birthday, ladies. Remember, you too can be a flower angel. Pick your special date and sign up in the lobby. The fee is $35, and the flowers are for yours to keep after the service. Now, the announcements. Sunday, August 10th. Do you want to say anything else, or Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy Crane is coming to town. I hope you'll be here. I hope you come to the workshop. It's going to be so fun. Can you imagine? Fun. We're going to have fun.
And I love what Megan said about how improv teaches us also more about how to work with each other. Please let the church know if there's any important information by emailing the church at unitydp.com. If you need prayer, if you need anything, please use the website, the email. It's the best way of getting in touch with us. Membership renewals forms have been mailed to your home. We also have more of them out on in the lobby. If you haven't received it by email, you can fill it out in the lobby and return it. They're all due by August 3rd. And finally, remember to exit the sanctuary quietly, as chaplains will be in prayer with congregants. And now, let's sing in the children.
Oh.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light, in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's a beautiful day, and we got to go outside. And unfortunately, Connor had to leave. He was here, and I got to hold the baby until we went outside too. So it was a great morning. Yuto picked this book. It's called God is Color, and Connor read it to us, and it said that all the colors of the rainbow come from the light that God gave us. Wow! And then what did we do? Scavenger hunt. You want to show them what we found? So beautiful outside. No oak trees here, so we couldn't find an acorn. But you want to show some of the cool things we found? Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And we practiced grounding or earthing. Who knew? Because when we grew up, that was just what kids did. Took off their shoes and walked in the grass. But now, in 2025, this is a new movement, grounding. Take off your shoes and walk in the grass and feel the electrons from the earth and the closeness of. There's all kinds of stuff about it on the internet. Isn't that funny? Grounding. So we took off our shoes for a little bit, and Yuto said it's a little scratchy, but we enjoyed it. And now a message about our teens.
No, none of them are here today, but next Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning, I am departing our parking lot with 3 teenage boys for Unity Village.
You brave woman, you.
One of the boys is from Milwaukee, and he goes to a religious science church up there, but he qualifies because of our wonderful Diane Benzera. And so I'm very excited, and I wanted you to all know that the teens are going someplace really awesome for 5 days, and hold them in prayer. They are awesome boys.
We'll also hold the awesome adults that go with them in prayer too. So thank you, everyone. Let's stand, sing, and pray.
I would like to suggest today, it being Peaceful Sunday, that when we make our circle, that we sing the peace song mindfully and a cappella. So let's all join hands. Let's join the circle. And we can send this song and our prayer for protection into the world. You just drop a pin anywhere in the world and they can use this thought.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.